Hi guys, I hope you're doing fine. This is Mehnush Hafi from Ross IELTS Academy. Today, I want to teach you how to write the introduction paragraph in Academic IELTS Writing Task 1. Let's get started. As we learned in the previous videos, in IELTS Writing Task 1, we have a 4-paragraph structure. Let's see what they are. First, we have the introduction paragraph, which is in 1 sentence only. Then we have the overview paragraph, which is in 2 sentences. Then we have details paragraph 1, which is between 3 to 4 sentences. And details paragraph 2, which is again between 3 to 4 sentences. Besides, as I had mentioned earlier, the overview paragraph can be written as the second one or the last paragraph. It's up to you. But my recommendation is to write that as the second one because you know that in the overview paragraph, we should give a general idea of the main or the key features that we see in the chart. And then if you have the third and fourth paragraph as the details paragraph, you can get into details of those key features. And this way you can have a better order. In the previous video, we got a general idea on what these paragraphs look like. But as I had promised, today it's time to talk about these paragraphs, how to write them, or even how to identify the main features in more details. Now, let's look at an example here to see how we should write these paragraphs and then apply the correct structure in the main exam. As you can see here, we have a bar chart. The question statement, which is always the first sentence in the box in task 1, says that the chart below shows the number of men and women in further education in Britain in 3 periods and whether they were studying full-time or part-time. Now, let's start with how to write the first paragraph for this question statement, which is the introduction paragraph. First of all, you need to know that introduction is the very first paragraph in the writing. It is only 1 sentence, and we should paraphrase the question statement in it. I know you have heard the word paraphrasing several times from me, and I had given you an explanation on that. But now let's have a review on what paraphrasing is. As I have told you, paraphrasing is to rewrite the question statement in your own words, your own language, by using direct synonyms for the words. What you should avoid in paraphrasing is to exactly copy the words that you see in the question statement. This will absolutely lower your score. But really, how can paraphrasing be done correctly? You should know that for paraphrasing, the first and most important thing you can do is to use synonyms of the words. Paraphrasing and using synonyms not only will be beneficial in writing, but also it will help you in speaking, reading, and listening as well. Now, let's see how it can be done. For example, instead of the word man, I can use the synonym male, or instead of country, I can say nation. For example, I come from Iran. Iran is my country, or Iran is my nation. Or chart. A synonym for chart is graph. For example, in task 1, the line graph or the line chart is something. Nevertheless, you should be careful and choose the correct synonym while paraphrasing the question statement. Because you know what? We have 2 different kinds of synonyms. Direct synonym and near synonym. For example, for the word woman, the direct synonym can be lady or female. But for example, for the word to lie, the word to mispresent is a near synonym. What I mean is that it doesn't exactly have the same definition with the word. So, when you want to paraphrase the question statement, you should only use the direct synonym of the words, or you will lose marks on that. Now let's see how we can use the direct synonyms for the words in this question statement to replace them and then write the introduction. So here the question statement says that the chart below shows the number of men and women in further education in Britain in 3 periods and whether they were studying full-time or part-time. As you can see, I have underlined some words, and for these words, I have come up with some synonyms, actually direct synonyms. For example, instead of the word chart, I say graph. Instead of shows, I can say displays. Instead of number, I can say amount. Instead of men and women, I can say males and females. Instead of further education, I can say third level education. Instead of whether, I can say if. As you see, I only found direct synonyms for some of the words in the question statement. What I mean is that you don't need to paraphrase all the words in the question statement. It is actually impossible, and you don't have to do that. The examiner does not want you to do that. On the other hand, it is very important to only choose the words or use some synonyms that you are 100% sure about. This is very important and much better than choosing a word that you are not really sure about and then make mistakes and get a lower score on that. Okay then, now that we exactly learned what paraphrasing is and how we can choose the direct synonym for the words, it's time to write the introduction paragraph for this question statement using those synonyms that we picked earlier. So here again, the question statement was saying, the chart below shows the number of men and women in further education in Britain in 3 periods and whether they were studying full-time or part-time. This is how I use the direct synonyms to paraphrase the question statement and write the introduction like this. The graph displays the amount of males and females in third level education in England, Wales, and Scotland in 3 periods, and if they studied part or full-time. As you can see, here again, I didn't change all the words in the question statement, and that's all right. You don't need to paraphrase all the words and complicate things for yourself. For example, I didn't change the word 3 periods, or even the word below was removed. The word full-time or part-time was replaced with part or full-time, since I didn't have a synonym for that, so I decided to just change the order of the words. Now, let's look at another example. Here, the question statement says, the pie chart below shows the main reasons why agricultural land becomes less productive. The table shows how these causes affected 3 regions of the world during the 1990s. Now I would like you to pause this video and think of some possible direct synonyms for these words in the question statement and how to write the introduction for that. Okay, ready? Let's see what we can do. So here is the paraphrasing. The pie graph illustrates the primary reasons why farmland or farming land produces less over time. The table displays how these causes impacted 3 parts of the planet in the 90s. This was actually a very good sample of paraphrasing. Yours might be different from mine, but as long as you are following the correct structure and only using the synonyms that you are 100% sure about, then you're doing a great job. But remember that introduction paragraph and the paraphrasing that we have, which is only in 1 sentence, is the very first sentence that the examiner sees in your whole writing. So it has to be impressive. By paraphrasing well, not only you will get a very good mark in task response, but also you will show the examiner that you have a very wide range of vocabulary and you know the grammatical structures well. So you will get a good score in grammar and in lexical resource at the same time. But don't worry at all. Maybe for the first few times that you're trying to paraphrase the question statement, you don't really do it well. But after you practice a lot and you do it several times, you'll see how you get better. The only thing that you need to do right now is to practice, practice, and practice, because practice makes perfect. See, if you follow these instructions in writing the introduction paragraph, I guarantee that you will get a very high score in your writing. In the next video, I will teach you how to write the overview paragraph. Stay tuned.